my beloved friend. Today, I invite you into a powerful truth. You don't manifest money by forcing, chasing, or struggling. You manifest it by aligning, by allowing, by becoming the person who naturally receives. Abundance is not something you chase. It is something you tune into. It is a frequency, a quiet inner knowing, a gentle state of alignment that whispers everything I desire is already on its way to me. When you begin to understand this, life transforms because you finally stop exhausting yourself through constant effort and instead begin receiving through inner harmony. There is a deep misunderstanding in the world that the harder you push, the more you force, the longer you hustle, the faster your dreams will come. But true abundance does not respond to pressure. It responds to energy. It responds to belief. It responds to your inner state of being. When you are stressed, doubtful, or afraid, you block the flow. When you relax into trust, you open the floodgates. Inner stillness is not the absence of activity. It is the presence of clarity. It is the ability to sit with yourself and feel safe, supported, and guided. It is the understanding that you do not need to panic your way into prosperity. You do not need to hustle your way into worthiness. You do not need to force your way into success. You only need to align your thoughts and emotions with the truth that abundance is already around you, waiting for your permission to enter. Stillness is powerful because it clears the noise. When your mind stops running, when your heart becomes quiet, you finally make space for inspiration, intuition, and divine guidance. You begin to hear the ideas that will actually lead you to prosperity. You begin to sense the opportunities that were always there but hidden behind your worries. The more still you become, the more clearly you see the path ahead. Outer hustle convinces you that your value comes from how much you do. Inner stillness reminds you that your value comes from who you are. You are not meant to live in constant resistance, constantly running toward the next goal, constantly fearing that doing nothing means falling behind. You are meant to rise from a place of calm, grounded certainty. When you operate from hustle, you act out of fear, fear of failure, fear of lack, fear of not being good enough. When you operate from stillness, you act out of wholeness because you already feel supported, guided, and aligned. From this place, your actions become powerful, purposeful, and effective. You do less, yet everything expands. You relax, yet everything rises. You trust, and everything unlocks. When you allow yourself to be still, you begin to notice how life naturally supports you. Money flows through unexpected channels. Opportunities appear at just the right moment. People show up with exactly what you need. This does not happen because you forced the universe to move. It happens because you finally stopped resisting the abundance that was always trying to reach you. Inner stillness creates room for your desires to land. Imagine holding your hands tightly closed and trying to receive something. It's impossible. You have to open them. Stillness is the opening. Hustle is the closing. When you soften, when you breathe, when you trust, your energy shifts from desperation to deserving, and abundance responds instantly to deserving. This does not mean you avoid taking action. It means your action comes from alignment, not fear. It means you move when you feel guided, not pressured. It means you follow inspiration, not anxiety. And because of this, your actions carry more power and create more results than 1,000 forced efforts. The universe does not reward force. It rewards faith. It rewards clarity. It rewards the one who is brave enough to be still, brave enough to trust, brave enough to say, I no longer need to hustle to receive what is already mine. Stillness is not laziness. It is mastery. It is the moment you step into your true power, the moment you align with the natural flow of prosperity. Abundance does not come to those who run the fastest. It comes to those who vibrate the highest. When you choose inner peace, you choose prosperity. When you calm your mind, you open your life. When you trust the process, you are met with more than you imagined. So breathe, relax, be still. Your abundance is not waiting for you to do more. It is waiting for you to align more. The moment you feel at peace within yourself, the moment you release the frantic struggle, you begin to act everything you once thought you had to chase. Abundance flows effortlessly to the soul that is still enough to receive it. The fear of not enough is one of the deepest emotional blocks a person can carry. It is subtle, silent, and often invisible, yet it shapes every decision, every reaction, every belief about what you deserve. This fear whispers that you are running out of time, running out of resources, running out of opportunities. It convinces you that you must cling tightly, struggle endlessly, and worry constantly. But the truth is simple. The moment you fear lack, you create it. And the moment you release that fear, you open the door for abundance to flow into your life naturally. Fear of not enough begins as a thought. One single idea that says, what if I don't have enough money? What if I fail? What if things don't work out? But thoughts are powerful. When they are repeated, they turn into beliefs. And beliefs become the foundation of your entire experience. If you believe that life is scarce, your mind will only notice scarcity. If you believe that money is hard to get, your actions and emotions will reflect that belief. But when you shift your inner dialogue to trust, you shift your entire reality. Releasing this fear does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to trust that you are supported even when you cannot see it. It means reminding yourself that life has always guided you, that every time you needed something, somehow it arrived. You survived situations you didn't think you would survive. You overcame challenges you once feared. You found solutions to problems you thought would break you, and every time you ended up with more strength, more wisdom, and more clarity. That is not an accident. That is evidence that you are held, guided, and cared for. Fear of lack creates tension in your body, worry in your mind, and heaviness in your heart. It pushes you into actions that come from desperation instead of confidence. You start forcing outcomes, trying to control everything, and doubting every step you take. But when you release this fear, your entire energy shifts. You start moving from a place of calm certainty. You take action because you feel inspired, not because you feel pressured. You begin to trust that there is more than enough for you, because there always has been. Money responds to your emotion. I'll state. When you fear not having enough, you send out a vibration of scarcity. When you relax into trust, you send out a vibration of abundance. The universe always mirrors your inner world. When you feel whole, more wholeness comes. When you feel worthy, more opportunities appear. When you feel safe, life becomes generous. Releasing fear is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing a higher reality. It is about saying, even if I can't see the full picture, I trust that everything I need is already on its way. This trust becomes a magnetic energy. It pulls the right people, the right chances, the right money, the right ideas into your life with ease. The fear of not enough is also tied to self-worth. When you feel unworthy, you assume life will withhold from you. When you feel worthy, you naturally expect abundance. Worthiness is not something you earn. It is something you accept. You are worthy of wealth. You are worthy of opportunities. You are worthy of a life that flows beautifully. The moment you accept this truth, the fear of lack begins to dissolve. One of the most powerful ways to release fear is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. It reminds your mind that life has always given you something to appreciate. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a signal to the universe that you are ready for more. When you say thank you, you are saying, I trust there is more coming. Gratitude turns fear into faith. Another way to release fear is to affirm abundance. Speak gently to yourself, I am always supported. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Life always provides for me. I release the fear of not enough. I trust the flow of abundance. These words begin to reprogram your subconscious mind. They replace fear with possibility and doubt with confidence. Remember this truth: scarcity is an illusion. Abundance is the reality. The universe is rich, generous, and overflowing with blessings designed just for you. You were never meant to struggle through life feeling empty, scared, or deprived. You were meant to shine, to expand, to prosper, to feel safe in the flow of life itself. The fear of not enough loses its power the moment you choose trust. Trust opens the channels. Trust invites money. Trust attracts opportunities. Trust transforms your energy into a magnet for abundance. Breathe deeply, relax your shoulders, let the fear fall away. You are safe, you are supported, you are guided, and you have always been more than enough, today, tomorrow, and forever. There comes a moment in your life when you realize that real transformation does not come from doing more, forcing more, or hustling harder. It comes from becoming someone new on the inside. It comes from shifting your identity, upgrading your beliefs, and stepping into a version of yourself that naturally attracts the life you desire. This is the shift from doing to becoming, and it is one of the most powerful changes you can make. So many people believe success, abundance, and fulfillment come from constant action. They believe that if they work harder, try longer, or push through resistance, life will finally reward them. But action without alignment is struggle. Doing without becoming is exhausting. You can take 1,000 steps in the wrong energy and get nowhere. But if you shift who you are, your inner state, your beliefs, your expectations, you will find that one aligned step carries more power than 100 forced actions. Becoming means embodying the version of yourself who already has what you desire. It means thinking the way they would think, feeling the way they would feel, acting with the confidence they would act with, and trusting the way they trust. When you become that person on the inside, your outer world must rearrange itself to reflect your new identity. Manifestation does not respond to effort, it responds to identity. Life mirrors who you are, not what you do. Think of a person who is wealthy, confident, and abundant. Their wealth does not come from constant struggle. It comes from the way they see themselves. They move differently. They think differently. They expect differently. They make decisions with clarity and trust. Their identity is tuned to abundance. If someone with a scarcity identity tried to copy their actions, it wouldn't work because action is only effective when the identity behind it matches the desired outcome. You cannot outwork a limiting belief. You cannot outperform an identity that says you are not enough. You must shift within. This is why doing more is often a distraction. You can hustle all day long and still feel like nothing is changing. That is because action that comes from fear, doubt, or insecurity rise the vibration of fear, doubt, and insecurity. But when you shift into the version of yourself who feels worthy, capable, and deserving, even the smallest action becomes powerful. Becoming changes the energy behind everything you do, and energy is what the universe responds to. When you shift from doing to becoming, you no longer rush. You no longer force. You no longer beg life to give you something. Instead, you align with the version of yourself who already has it. You start living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You begin stepping into the identity that matches your desire. You expect good things. You choose calm over chaos. You choose clarity over fear. You choose trust over desperation. And from this state, you take meaningful, aligned action that leads to results. Becoming is an inner transformation. It requires you to upgrade your beliefs. It requires you to challenge old stories that told you success was hard or happiness was rare. It requires you to release the version of yourself that was surviving and step into the version of yourself that is ready to thrive. It means letting go of thoughts that say, I can't, I'm not ready, or it's too late, and replace them with thoughts that say, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming exactly who I'm meant to be. This shift also invites you to trust the process. When you focus on becoming, you stop obsessing over when things will happen. You stop panicking when results take time. You stop trying to control every detail. Instead, you trust that your inner shift is enough to activate outer change. You trust that life responds to your energy. You trust that your desires are already on the way because you have aligned with the version of yourself who can receive them. Becoming also brings inner peace. It allows you to stop running. It allows you to relax into your power. It allows you to understand that you do not need to do everything at once. You simply need to be the person who naturally attracts what you desire. When you embody abundance, abundance finds you. When you embody confidence, opportunities appear. When you embody love, you attract love. Who you are is the magnet. Who you are becoming is the key. So close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the version of yourself who already has everything you desire. Feel their confidence. Feel their certainty. Feel their calm. Feel their trust. That version of you is not far away. It already exists within you. All you are doing now is stepping into it. You are shifting from doing to becoming, from chasing to receiving, from effort to alignment. Once you make this inner shift, life begins to respond differently. Doors open, money flows, people appear, opportunities expand, not because you did more, but because you became more. The outer world mirrors the inner world. And when you transform within, everything outside transforms with you. There is a beautiful truth that becomes clear the moment you stop trying to control everything. The universe works quickly, effortlessly, and powerfully when you finally step aside. When you stop pushing against life, stop doubting the process, and stop questioning every detail, you create space for things to unfold naturally. The outcomes you once tried to force begin to come to you with ease. The opportunities you chase begin to appear without effort. The manifestations you worried about begin to move toward you because you are no longer blocking them with fear and overthinking. Interference comes from fear. When you doubt whether something will happen, you try to make it happen. When you fear losing something, you cling tightly. When you don't trust life, you try to control it. But the universe does not respond to force. It responds to faith. It does not respond to panic. It responds to alignment. The moment you let go of the need to control outcomes, life begins to flow in your favor. Many people don't realize that their greatest obstacle is not lack of opportunity, lack of resources, or lack of support. It is their own interference. Every time you ask, when will it come? How will it happen? What if it doesn't? You send out the vibration of doubt. Doubt slows everything down. Doubt builds walls where doors should be. Doubt interrupts the natural flow of abundance trying to reach you. When you stop interfering, you send out a very different signal, a signal of trust, a signal of certainty, a signal that says, I know my desire is already on the way. And the universe responds to certainty far faster than it responds to fear. Trust speeds things up. When your energy is calm, aligned, and confident, the universe can move freely. It no longer has to fight through your resistance. It simply delivers. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means giving space. It means allowing the universe to arrange the perfect timing, the perfect people, and the perfect circumstances that you could never orchestrate on your own. When you stop trying to micromanage the process, you give life permission to surprise you. You open yourself to outcomes that are better than anything you could have planned. Think of a seed planted in the soil. You do not dig it up every day to check whether it's growing. You trust that the unseen work is happening. You water it, you believe in it, and you allow nature to do its job. But when you interfere with the seed, when you constantly dig it up or worry whether it's working, you disrupt the growth. The same is true with your manifestations. If you plant a desire but then constantly check, question, doubt, and overthink, you interrupt the process. But when you trust the unseen work, everything grows beautifully. Interference also comes from the need for control. Many people struggle to let go because they fear surrendering. They believe that control equals safety. But in reality, control is an illusion that creates more stress than protection. When you cling tightly to how you think things must happen, you block better paths that life is trying to give you. Sometimes the universe wants to deliver something far greater than what you're holding on to, but it can't because your grip is too tight. When you release control, you allow the universe to guide you toward experiences you may have never considered. You become open to miracles, synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and sudden breakthroughs. You begin to trust that everything is working out for you even when it doesn't look like it yet. That trust is what activates divine timing. That trust is what accelerates manifestation. Another reason the universe works fast when you stop interfering is because your energy becomes clear. When you stop stressing, forcing, and manipulating outcomes, you return to peace. Peace is a powerful magnet. Peace communicates to the universe that you already feel aligned with your desire. When you feel as though you already have what you want, your outer world shifts to match your inner state. This is why things manifest quickly when you stop trying so hard. The moment your energy says it is done, the universe responds. Letting go also allows your intuition to guide you. When your mind is noisy with worry, you cannot hear the subtle nudges that lead you toward your desire. But when you quiet your mind, you become receptive to guidance. You notice signs. You feel inspired to take aligned action. You intuitively sense the next step. This inner wisdom leads you faster than any form of logical planning. When you stop interfering, you become a match for the reality you want. You begin to trust the timing of your life. You begin to understand that obstacles are realignments, delays are protections, and detours are expansions. Everything begins working with you rather than against you. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. And that is when manifestations arrive with speed, because you are no longer slowing them down with resistance. So breathe, relax, loosen your grip, release the need to know every detail. Your desire is already in motion. The moment you stop interfering, the universe rushes to meet you. All you need to do is step into trust and allow life to move in your favor. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces you can activate in your life because it shifts your entire energy in an instant. When you feel grateful, truly grateful, you open a channel that allows abundance, clarity, and blessings to flow toward you with ease. Gratitude is not merely a polite gesture or a positive thought. It is an energetic signal, a vibration that tells the universe, I am ready to receive more. And the universe responds quickly, generously, and immediately when you align yourself with this frequency. Most people believe they must wait for something good to happen before they feel grateful. They think gratitude is a reaction. But the magic occurs when gratitude becomes your intention, not your response. When you choose gratitude before your desire arrives, you are saying, I trust the process, I trust the timing, and I trust that what I want is already on its way. This trust opens the flow instantly. It removes resistance. It dissolves fear. It shifts your mind from lack to abundance, and abundance can only enter when the mind feels safe and open. Gratitude also changes your internal state. It transforms your thoughts, your emotions, and even your body. When you are grateful, you cannot be anxious. You cannot be afraid. You cannot be in doubt. Gratitude gently pulls you out of fear and places you into a state of peace. And in peace, you become magnetic. You draw to you everything that matches that calm, trusting vibration. This is why miracles often appear in the lives of people who practice gratitude consistently. They are aligned with the frequency of receiving. Every time you say thank you, whether silently or out loud, you send a message to your subconscious mind. That message says there is already something to appreciate here. There is already something working in my favor. There is already more coming. Your subconscious then begins searching for experiences, opportunities, and signs that match that belief. The more you acknowledge what is good, the more good you become aware of. The flow begins from within and expands outward. Gratitude does not require perfection. You do not need to have the life you want in order to start appreciating the life you have. All you need is a willingness to see the small blessings, the breath in your body, the strength you've gained from past challenges, the roof above your head, the lessons that shaped you, the quiet moments of peace. Gratitude for the small things opens the door to receive the bigger things. The universe always responds to appreciation. When you appreciate something, you amplify it. When you amplify it, you attract more of it. Many people block their blessings because they focus only on what is missing. They think constantly about what hasn't happened yet, what they lack and what they fear losing. This energy closes the flow. The universe cannot deliver abundance to a mind focused on lack. But the moment you shift your attention to what is already working, the flow begins again. Gratitude flips your mindset from scarcity to abundance instantly. Gratitude also helps you release the pressure you place on yourself. When you feel grateful, you stop rushing. You stop comparing your life to others. You stop feeling behind. Gratitude reminds you that everything you need is available right now. It grounds you. It centers you. It brings you back into alignment with the truth that life is always supporting you, even when you cannot see it fully yet. When you practice gratitude intentionally, it becomes natural to expect good things. And expectation is a powerful form of manifestation. When you expect good, you invite good. When you expect abundance, you attract abundance. Gratitude shapes your expectations, shifts your energy, and prepares you to receive more than you ever imagined. One of the most transformative practices you can adopt is waking up each morning and choosing 3 things to be grateful for. They do not need to be grand or extraordinary. They can be simple. Waking up with breath, the ability to begin again, the quiet promise of a new day. This small ritual recalibrates your mindset and sets the tone for the day. It reminds you that you are supported, guided, and blessed. And when you end your day with gratitude, you sleep in a vibration of peace, which prepares your subconscious mind for positive creation. Gratitude is a bridge. It connects you to the life you desire. It tells the universe you are ready. It strengthens your faith. It enhances your intuition. It magnetizes your energy. The more grateful you are, the more open the flow becomes. So take a moment now and breathe deeply. Let your heart soften. Let your shoulders relax. Think of one thing, just one, that you can appreciate right now. Feel that appreciation expand in your heart. Feel it fill your body. Feel it soften your mind. In this moment, you have already opened the flow. The universe responds to feelings, and right now, your feeling is saying, more. Please. Gratitude is the key. It is immediate. It is powerful. And the moment you choose it, everything around you begins to shift in your favor. Your worthiness is the foundation upon which abundance is built. Money does not flow because you work the hardest, struggle the longest, or chase opportunities endlessly. Money flows because you believe you deserve it. It flows because you allow it. It flows because you recognize that your very existence makes you worthy of receiving all the good life has to offer. When you understand this truth deeply, everything begins to shift. You stop fighting for what is already yours. You stop chasing what is already attracted to your energy. You stop doubting your right to live a life of ease, comfort, and financial harmony. Worthiness is not earned, it is accepted. Many people spend their lives trying to prove they deserve abundance. They work beyond exhaustion, they sacrifice their joy, and they measure their value in hours, achievements, and struggles. But the universe is not responding to your effort, it is responding to your belief. If you believe you are unworthy of wealth, no amount of action can compensate for that belief. The energy of I don't deserve this blocks the flow instantly. But the moment you shift into I am worthy, you become a magnet for everything you once feared you couldn't have. Money is neutral. It simply responds to your inner state. When you feel unworthy, money slips away, opportunities disappear, and financial breakthroughs feel delayed. But when you feel worthy, money comes naturally. You attract it through ideas, synchronicities, unexpected blessings, and aligned actions. Worthiness creates the vibration that abundance recognizes. Your subconscious mind plays a powerful role in this. It holds every belief you have ever accepted about yourself. Beliefs from childhood, from society, from past failures, from experiences that left emotional marks. Many people are walking through life carrying the silent belief that they are not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough, not deserving enough. And without realizing it, this belief shapes their financial reality. When you think you're not enough, You accept less. You settle for less. You work hard for little. You allow situations that drain you. You reject opportunities because you don't believe you're capable. But none of this reflects the truth of who you are. Your worthiness is inherent. It existed before any mistake, before any setback, before any moment of doubt. It is not determined by your past, your background, or your circumstances. Worthiness is your spiritual birthright. When you reconnect with this truth, your entire relationship with money begins to heal. You stop seeing money as something separate from you, something you must chase or beg for. You begin to understand that money is an extension of your self-worth. It flows to you when you open the channel within. You open that channel by changing your inner dialogue. Instead of saying, I hope things work out, you begin saying, life supports me in every way. Instead of thinking, I don't know if I deserve this, you affirm, I am worthy of abundance today and every day. These shifts may seem small, but they are powerful. They reprogram the subconscious. They inform the universe of your readiness. They align your energy with the frequency of receiving. Worthiness also changes the way you show up in the world. When you know you are worthy, you stop shrinking yourself. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop tolerating situations that undervalue your time, your energy, and your gifts. You make decisions from confidence instead of fear. You say no to what drains you and yes to what expands you. These choices create new pathways for money to enter your life because abundance always follows self-respect. When you feel worthy, you stop worrying about how things will happen. You trust, you relax, you allow life to unfold. This feeling of inner ease is magnetic. Money flows to people who feel safe receiving it. It flows to people who expect it. It flows to people who believe they deserve it without guilt or fear. Every time you affirm your worthiness, you are clearing space for abundance. You are signaling to the universe that you are no longer resisting the flow. You are no longer pushing away blessings with self-doubt. You are no longer rejecting opportunities because of old beliefs about yourself. You are ready. Take a moment now and breathe deeply. Feel your heart soften as you repeat quietly to yourself, I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of ease. I am worthy of financial freedom. Let these words settle into your being. Let them wash away the old stories. Let them strengthen your energy. Your worthiness is not a question. It is the answer. It is the reason money flows. It is the reason opportunities find you. It is the reason life becomes generous the moment you remember who you truly are. When you stand in your worth, abundance has no choice but to rise and meet you.